You know this is A minor, but did you know that this, and this are also A minor? What's up guys, my name is Kyle Scott coming to you live. Welcome to part 2 of my 3-part YouTube series, brand new to improvising. Part 1 was all about just playing the chords, right? You see a chord on the chart, a B flat 7. Do you know how to play that? Do you know how to play a G sharp minor 7, right? Those weird chords that beginners don't really know. Do you know how to play those up and down the neck? I showed you 2 ways to do those, each of those crazy chords. So if you missed that, go back and watch that after you finish this video. Today I want to unlock something for you, and that's the top 3 strings of your guitar, the 3 higher strings, G, B, and E. We're going to pick through some shapes, and I'm going to show you how you can improvise anywhere on this neck if you know some basic triad shapes. Part 1 was playing the chords. Today is picking the shapes. In part 3, we'll do some basic soloing no matter the key. But today is picking the shapes. Just like last time, if you're a complete beginner who stumbled into this, or you've just been playing for a couple weeks, this might not be the best lesson for you. Go check out my 12-day quick chord course and get your basic chords up to speed. Get comfortable moving between them. Go check that out. It's going to help you big time. And then you can come back to this. One last thing before we start playing. You've probably heard of the term caged before. It's a beautiful way to understand the neck. I'm not going to go too deep into caged today. We're just going to focus, like I said, on these high 3 strings. For basic improvisation, I think it's best to know these top 3 strings. So let's start playing. Let's start with what you already know, but you may not know you know. Take this A minor bar chord. Right, we did this shape in part 1 of this video series. Now, you know this is an A minor, right? Because we're making our minor shape, right? Using the E string as our bass root, okay? And that note is an A right there. So if we make this shape with that as our root, we know we're making an A minor chord. But what you didn't know is the whole A minor chord can also be found in just these top 3 strings of that shape. When we play this, we're actually playing an A minor chord, right? It already sounds like we're about to start playing a song. This is an A minor chord. Now it's inverted because the A, the tonic of the chord, is here on the high E string. It's actually the last note we're playing. This would be the E, and this would be the C sharp. Excuse me, the C. It was A minor, right? The C. So we have A, E, and C, a first inversion A minor chord, but still an A minor triad. A triad just being a chord made up of 3 notes arranged in thirds, right? So we've got A minor chord inverted. So when you see a chord chart or you hear the band playing and they're riffing over an A minor, that's a great place to start. And eventually you start to know, okay, maybe there's some notes outside that I can add into the chord, and I can play. Right? You can start to add into that chord. But for now, let's just keep it simple. Let's just do the A minor. Okay, now from that A minor, we also have another A minor, which is just the root A minor position, right? You make an A minor chord. If we just use these 3 strings, you have that. That's also an A minor, just 3 strings, right? We've got an A, C, and an E, so that's actually A minor in root position. So we've got that, which if you think about it, is just our minor shape that we made last video, part 1. So far we've learned the A minor, which is just based on this bar chord, but down here. Those 3 strings, okay? Then we've also got the A minor shape down here, which we usually play like this, or even like this. Okay, but it's based off of this minor shape. Okay, but there's a third, and it's just as important, but it's not based off of a bar chord, so it's not quite so easy as the first 2. And that is this A minor shape here. For this one, you'll do well to memorize the B string. Because if you know where your B string note is when you make this shape, then you have the chord that you're looking for. So if you're looking for an A minor, this just so happens to be the A of the A minor. Okay, you've got the A, the E, and the C here. So we now have the A minor here, here, and here. Now, of course, those keep looping. If you want to go up an octave from that one, you'll come up here and do it like this. And then you have that This one up an octave here. Okay, so it all works, it just repeats on a loop. Those 3 shapes are our minor triad shapes on these high 3 strings. And guess what? Only one note in each of those shapes needs to change to make it a major triad shape. That's what's so amazing about chords, right? Just simple tweaks turn something major to minor to diminished to whatever you want. So we have this as A minor. Well, what makes a minor chord? It's having the third be flattened. Okay, instead of a major third, it's a minor third. So we need to make that third major. We need to make the C a C sharp. So we're going to take this note and raise it up to here, and we're going to play it like this. So you have A minor and A major. How cool is that? One difference. So if you see a chord chart that says A minor, boom. A major, boom. And guess what? It's based off of the A major shape, which you learned in the last video. A minor, you got your triad here. A major, you got your triad here. Okay, it's that simple. Now down here at the second shape we learned, that's based off of this minor shape, right? Which you can bar and climb up with. But to make it major, you guessed it, we're going to make an B bar chord, or an A bar chord shape right here. Okay, now that with the A, you can just do it like this. But as you climb up the neck, you'll have to do it with a finger behind. Okay, so there, 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 there. That's our A major shape. So we have minor and major. And then coming up to our new surprise non-bar chord based triad. To make this major, we just got to get this note up a half step, and we'll do it as a D shape. All right, like that. So A minor, A major, A minor, A major. All right, A minor, A major. Whew. Now let's take that all to the key of B real quick, just to mix things up, to make sure you understand what we're doing here. If we did all that as B, right, and we wanted to start, let's say we want to start down low on our B minor triad, so we'll start here. That's B minor. We'll make it B major by putting the pinky on right here. That's B major. B minor, B major. Now let's come up to this shape. We've got our B minor chord right here, because this is a B, right? We know our shape here. So this is a B minor triad. To make it major, we just toss that on there. And then we have our B major here, our B minor here, excuse me. To make it major, we just rearrange a little bit. If you can memorize these and play with them regularly and digest them, absorb them, you will be flying through these triads. And you see on charts if it says, you know, B minor, D, G, then you know, oh, I can do it like this. And we'll go up to A. And it's very nice for, especially if you got some effects on, or if you want to get a little fancy with it and play. And eventually you're starting to kind of just ad-lib. You've got your B minor chord, but you start to discover, oh, this note's kind of cool in there. Right? Then you're starting to just add notes into those triads. A lot of improv comes from that. Now let's open up a track and play along to it a little bit. We'll improv some of our picking, right? Because this is not just about learning some triads, but also being able to pick some different patterns through them. So let me just do that for you, and you can get some ideas flowing and apply it to your own music as well. Okay, so the track is going to come in, and it's going to play 3, 4, in A minor. I'll show you the chords in bar shape. It's going to help us understand what shapes we're going to be making. And we've got an F, a D minor, a G, and an E minor. And the second time around, I do the same progression, but with an E major at the end. Now, I'm going to just pick down, down, up, up as we move through these, but I'm going to do only the high 3 strings. Okay, let's use the A minor from before. Then I'll go up to C, right? That's just based on the C bar chord. D minor, G bar chord, E minor, and back to A minor. All right. So let's do it. Let's do a different picking pattern, but let's just keep those same shapes. We had the A minor. Everything is just based off our bar chords right now. We're not doing anything too fancy. So here comes A minor. Okay, pretty simple, right? And when you're coming up with patterns to improv, you almost want to just, instead of trying to think too much, you want to just zoom out a little bit and kind of just think like, just feel the beat. All right, so let's try. All right, we're gonna try a new set of shapes here. We're gonna use this A minor. It's not based off a bar chord. Here we go. That's a C there. That should have been major, right? But you can see that when it comes to improv, knowing the shapes is first and foremost key. And from there, just getting used to picking different rhythms, and even just sometimes just strumming is fine, but that is the key, knowing all your shapes up and down. I know this is A minor, this is A minor, this is A minor, right? This is C, okay, this is C, this is C. Okay, it's not much more, and this is C, and it climbs up. Knowing those shapes and using them regularly is going to be very helpful for you. Playing these shapes often, not just memorizing them, but using them in real situations is the fastest way to feel comfortable with them. When it comes to picking through them, you need to experiment a little bit. Eventually, you'll be able to come up with 10 different picking patterns in an instant, but you can start with the ones we worked on now. Just down, down, up, up is safe. My master practice tip, open up a popular song you know and love, open up the chord charts or find the chords online or have them memorized. Confine yourself to picking only the shapes we worked on today. So if the song says play C, F, A minor, G, just do them as the 3 shapes up here. You can even just strum them or pick softly through them. Get a song that you like and just play the 3 high strings, and you'll get really fast. You'll get used to moving up and down, making those shapes. And it's going to be so good for your improving. And then I would even take it one step further on that tip and say from there, if you're playing an A minor, find a note outside of that shape that you can add into it and just add a little color to it. Okay, you saw me do that during the backing track and stuff. But just find some notes that you can kind of add to it. If we have the A minor here, and we add, right? Just look around, especially on that high E string. But just see, what notes outside this can I hold my shape and still add some notes in to add a little color to the chord. I hope you love this lesson. I think understanding the major and minor chord shapes on the high strings has probably helped me to improvise more than anything else. And it's not too hard. If you learned a lot here and enjoyed it, leave a comment, or if you have anything that you want to add that maybe a different way that you've learned to think about it that could be helpful to someone else, leave that in the comment. I love to read those, and I know other people do too. My name is Kyle Scott. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.